In honor of Father's Day, let's talk about one of the worst fathers of all time. Please meet Tsar Peter the Great. He was married to Eudoxia, and they had 3 sons, but only one survived infancy. Peter was sick and tired of Eudoxia's conservative values and her relatives, and he was a great philanderer himself, and so he just banished her to a monastery with their child, the Tsarevich. He promptly moved his mistress in, and he had a number of them, including illegitimate children. Anyway, Eudoxia, she lived well. She was pretty much treated like any other woman in the village, and she raised her son herself. Alexei, the Tsarevich, didn't really know his father, but was expected to respect him and show up for him whenever he was called upon. And Alexei had only ever seen the cruelty that his mother was treated with. Remember, he was not raised with his dad. He was also banished along with mommy. So his dad forces him into the military. He's forcing him to do things for him. He's forcing him to, be in the public eye on behalf of him. And they never saw eye to eye. Alexei ends up marrying Charlotte, and they actually really liked each other, and they had a couple of children. And Alexei even kept a mistress, much like his father, but his father disapproved of that. Peter didn't like the mistress, he didn't like his friends, he didn't like the way his son spoke, he didn't like his mannerisms. It even got to the point in which he brought Alexei before him, and he's like, go ahead, show me your ability in math. You can't do it. And so Alexei goes, sure, and shot himself in the hand. Peter ends up finding out that Eudoxia, his wife that he had banished many years ago to a monastery, had a boyfriend. And so he executed the boyfriend, and then he had her taken outside and publicly flogged. He also ordered that she watch the execution of her lover. Anyway, Charlotte passes away. On the day of Charlotte's funeral, Peter sent a little dirty note to Alexei while this guy's mourning, and was like, you better get it together, and you better get it together, because I'm not letting you be the next Tsar. I'm going to give it to your son instead, and I'm going to banish you to a monastery. He responds, and he's like, that's fine, my son can have it, but I don't want to be banished. I just want to live. Dad wasn't having that, so Alexei runs away to his brother-in-law's court. This one is so incredibly offended because now all of Russia has seen how his son treats him. And so he persuades him to come back. And there's multiple back and forths between them. But he ends up promising Alexei safety if he would just return. That was a lie. Alexei's friends were all executed very gruesomely. And then he was tortured until his end. If he wouldn't have perished under the torture, there was a warrant for his execution ready. And there you have it. Peter, the scoundrel.